What would you do if you stumbled upon a town where time had stopped, where the streets were empty, the buildings pristine, but the silence felt like it was watching you? The group had been on the road for hours, the hum of tires on the asphalt blending with the occasional crackle of the radio. They were on a road trip through the countryside, away from the busy city life, seeking adventure and some much-needed rest. Emma, the planner and the only one with a map, was in the driver's seat. Behind her sat Jake, the skeptic, fiddling with his phone. Sophia, the sensitive one, stared out the window, lost in thought. Liam, the daredevil, leaned back, staring at the sky through the sunroof. "Guys, I think we took a wrong turn," Emma said, glancing at the map again. "How can we be lost?" Jake asked, not looking up from his phone. "We have GPS." Sophia looked up, her brow furrowing. "This place doesn't feel right. There's something about it. It feels off." Liam chuckled from the back. "You're just imagining things, sophomore. This is going to be a great story for later, trust me." But the farther they drove, the more the landscape seemed to change. The trees grew thicker, their branches reaching like twisted fingers across the road. The air grew still, as if the world had paused to take a breath. Then, just as Emma was about to suggest they turn around, the sign appeared. "Welcome to Silent Pines, a town of peace and tranquility." "Let's see if they have a gas station," Emma suggested, pulling off the road and into the town. As they entered the small town, everything seemed frozen in time. The streets were eerily empty. Not a single person in sight. The buildings, though old, were impeccably maintained, their bright colors and sharp lines stark against the overcast sky. The windows of shops and homes reflected only the emptiness outside. "This place is like a ghost town," Jake said, his voice low. "I don't like it." Sophia, her gaze lingering on the windows, whispered, "It feels like time stopped here." "Maybe it's just a quiet place," Liam said, shrugging. "Let's find the gas station and get going." But as they drove further into the town, something felt wrong. The usual signs of life, cars driving by, people walking on sidewalks, distant chatter, were missing. There was no movement. No sound. Even the birds seemed to have disappeared. It was as if the town had been abandoned for years, yet everything looked immaculate, as if preserved by some unnatural force. They found the gas station, but the place looked wrong. The pumps were full, the lights flickered but never quite went out. It was too quiet. Emma stepped out of the car and walked toward the building. The door creaked open as she entered, but there was no bell to announce her presence. Inside, everything was perfect, too perfect, shelves stocked with products as if they were ready for a customer. The air was stale. "Hello," Emma called out, her voice barely rising above the silence. No response. She turned back to the car, only to see that Jake, Liam, and Sophia had also gotten out and wandered in different directions. "Liam," Emma called, but her voice seemed swallowed by the thick air. She glanced around, seeing no sign of him. "Sophia." "Jake." They didn't answer. Emma made her way to the diner across the street. The bell above the door rang as she entered, but it was strangely quiet. There were no waitresses bustling about, no customers in booths. The tables were set, coffee cups half full as if someone had just been there. Suddenly, Emma heard a sound, a faint whisper, almost like a voice behind her. She whipped around, but there was no one there. She stepped back, her heart racing. The whispers came again, clearer this time, "Leave, before it's too late." Her breath caught in her throat. She backed toward the door, her mind racing with the thought of getting out of this town, but when she turned to leave, she was face to face with Sophia. Her eyes were wide, her skin pale. "Sophia?" Emma asked, her voice shaking. Sophia shook her head, her voice barely audible. "It's not safe here, Emma. We need to leave." "Where's Jake and Liam?" Emma demanded. Sophia's eyes darted toward the window, where shadows seemed to flicker and move. "I don't know. But I heard them, Emma. I heard the whispers. They're coming for us." Before Emma could respond, a cold wind blew through the diner, making the lights flicker and the door slam shut behind her. The sound of footsteps echoed in the street outside. They were not alone. As they huddled together, they realized the truth of what was happening. This town was not abandoned. The people here were not gone, they were frozen in time, trapped in some eternal stillness. The whispers they had heard were not just echoes of a forgotten past, they were the voices of those who had tried to leave and failed. "We need to find Liam and Jake," Emma said, her voice shaking. "We have to get out of here." They ventured deeper into the town, the silence growing heavier with every step. The houses loomed like silent sentinels, their windows reflecting only the emptiness of the streets. In the distance, a large building stood at the center of town, the town hall. Inside, they found the answers they were searching for. A dusty, leather-bound journal lay open on a desk. The writing inside was frantic, hurried. It spoke of a curse, a force called the Silence Keeper, who watched over the town and ensured its people never left. It was a supernatural force, born from the collective fear of the town's residents, a creature that thrived on isolation and silence. Once someone entered Silent Pines, they were marked. The curse would trap them here, their souls bound to the town, forever frozen in time, unless they could break the silence. "We have to leave now," Sophia whispered, her voice cracking. "Before it gets us, too." But it was too late. The doors of the town hall slammed shut, trapping them inside. In the darkness, the whispers grew louder. The Silence Keeper was near. And the town would never let them go.